Welcome back for another Cube video. I am Edward, also known as Strategy, and I am ready to finally, hopefully not draft a Gut or Bombardiers today, but if I see them, I will likely take them. We have been drafting a lot of those. Also, you may have noticed my camera angle has changed. I do a lot of vintage papered webcam leagues. So my camera was set up for that, but I finally did get around to moving it to make these a little bit better. I know that some of my other videos didn't have the greatest audio quality. I'm hoping that this one is a little bit better, and maybe the last couple have been better. But bear with me, I am new to this. I'm just trying to focus on getting the content out there, and then I'll pretty it up later. And it always seems like there's always one person that doesn't ready up. Luckily, these things go back pretty quickly. Waiting on two more. Always that last person, I suppose. Anyways, so for those of you that don't know, my name is Edward, also known as Strategy. I run the Oklahoma Land Run tournaments in Oklahoma City at Game HQ. And I am a huge vintage lover. I absolutely love the format. I love the people. And if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to drop a comment and I would love to tell you more about it. Okay, so first pack. We have an Ugin, an Atali, a Mana Vault, and Sneak Attack. We have an Elegant Parlor, a Mystical Tutor. Just absolutely fantastic cards. I am going to take the Mana Vault here. However, it is good to note that both Sneak Attack, Atali, and Mirror Battlesphere, those are in the same pack. So it's likely that we're not going to be able to go that strategy because this is only going to wheel once, unfortunately. So something to keep in mind moving forward. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take this Mana Vault. I would love Ugin to wheel, but I don't think it will. And maybe we can finally draft that blue artifact deck. It's been evading us forever. There's a Gut. Here's an Emrakul. I don't see much else that I'm in love with. If we want to use this Mana Vault, it means we're probably not going to be a Lurrus deck. If we didn't have this Mana Vault and I took the Sneak Attack, the Emrakul would be amazing here. However, both the best card in the pack and the best card here to use the Mana Vault is this Gut. So, against every will and bone in my body, I'm going to take the Gut. We could still be artifacts. Oh, here's an Upheaval. Okay. There's a Zurin Orb. There's a bird. Okay. I am excited. I want to play this Upheaval. It doesn't mean I'm not going to play the Gut, but I just really want to play a different deck, and I'm super excited about this Upheaval. Maybe we can get another late pick Grim Monolith like we did last time, or could have last time. Maybe we pick up a couple Signets. I do think that if you want to take the Fiery Confluence here, I would not blame you whatsoever. But here, I'm going to take the Upheaval. I'm going to hope that Chrome Host Seed Shark wheels. Okay, here's a Retrofitter. Maybe this Nettlecyst will wheel. I do like Retrofitter a lot. It did help us win and or stabilize a couple games last draft. Notably, there's a Bayou. If we took the Fiery Confluence, Bloodbraid Elf is kind of an awkward pick because it's just yet another 4-drop. But at least when you have a Mana Vault, it's okay to have this many 4-drops. Let's take the Retrofitter Foundry, and now a Cradle would be nice, or a Tolarian Academy would be even better. Okay, there's a Skull Clamp. That goes with both Gut and Retrofitter Foundry here. It's also another low CMC card that, if we can get an Academy, would be fantastic. Alright, I'm excited. Let's hope we get to stay away from some Boros 3-4 colored mid-range pile for the umpteenth time. Alright, so We have a land that doesn't touch any of our current colors. We do have a talisman I'm kind of leaning on. Tribal Flames, Sarah's Paragon. I'm not really interested in any of these. Okay, this is a dual land at least. Hmm. There's a lot of talismans in this cube. I'm gonna take the dual land here, even though it's not a great one. I know it doesn't tap for multiple things, but the fact that it gets the thing that you need it to be, and if you want it to be untapped, you can. Not an exciting pack for us, but I'm going to take it nonetheless. Oh, here's a fetch land. A red touching fetch land is nice. A fast bond if we can Wheel of Fortune or Time Twister. I also really like this. I almost said Grief. I do not like the Grief pick. I really like the Snapcaster Mage as well, or even the Unholy Heat. But if you've been following me for a minute, you know I love mana, and I don't think any of these cards are like so demanding I have to take them that I'm willing to give up on good fixing. So let's take the Wooded Foothills. Okay, here's a Nadu that could go with the Skull Clamp. There's also a Fiery Islet and a Verdant Catacombs. Okay, here's another talisman like I was talking about. I'm not too interested in Nadu at the moment. I do like Fiery Islet. Maybe I'm supposed to just take that. But this Verdant Catacombs, I wish this wasn't exactly green-black. Let's take the Fiery Islet. Okay, the Sneak Attack is gone. There isn't a Tolly, which I don't hate casting here. Let's see. Wooded Foothills can fetch this. We don't need white currently, but maybe. There isn't a point of hate drafting. This is best of one. And there are other threats besides the Tolly out there that I would like. Although, yeah, Tolling into Upheaval seems awkward unless we get a fatty from there. Let's just take the fetch land, or the fetchable land. Okay, a Thirst for Discovery. Let's take this. We do need to discard basic lands for this, but I do want to stay in blue, and right now we don't have a payoff for white, and even if we did, we already have a white fetchable land. Okay, there's a Burge, there's a Questing Beast, a Tendrils I'm not interested in. Let's take the Zurin Orb. We're not zero to play that. Up the Beanstalk, not interested in. Just not a whole lot here for us. Sure, I guess I'll take the Bloodbraid for now. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Okay. I mean, there's a Tribal Flames. It's kind of like removal. But I'm just going to take the fetch. I don't think I'm going to play Tribal Flames. Unholy Heat was a fantastic last pick. Okay, let's see here. And again, this is not a hugely exciting pack. There is a Thundering Falls, which is an Izzet land that's fetchable off the Wooded Foothills. I wouldn't mind this Coalition Relic. Whoever took the Sneak Attack is likely interested in Thundering Falls. So it's just, do I want Thundering Falls or do I want Coalition Relic? I don't think we've seen a Volcanic or a Steam Vents. So maybe it's okay to pass this. I just would really like to take advantage of Upheaval, and this being able to go from 3 mana, you can put a charge counter on it, and the next turn we can potentially play a 6-drop. Is nice. Let's just take the Coalition Relic. I'm okay with people getting mad at me. I want to have fun, and my version of having fun is casting this Upheaval. Okay, there's a Lightning Bolt, which I love. There's also a Flooded Strand. Lightning Bolt is very much premium removal, and that is very unlikely to wheel, even at this early of a pick. There's a Flooded Strand. Keep in mind, we did take a Thirst for Discovery, which rewards us for discarding basic lands. Wow. This does get this gets us red. This Flooded Strand is a blue-red land. I think I like that. Lightning Bolt is premium, but there are other Lightning Bolt effects I would settle with. Okay, here is fantastic. I really hope this Jewel wheels. I think I'm going to take this Skull Clamp, geez. I think I'm going to take this Urza Saga, though. We already have Mana Vault, we have Retrofitter Foundry, we have Skull Clamp. Hopefully we just have a bunch of artifacts we get to play, and I really hope that this Coveted Jewel wheels. Let's take that Urza Saga. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about. There's just other shock/bolt effects. I'm not really interested in the Shadow Spear. Tursa I could be interested in, just as a loot, to help maybe find an upheaval effect. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've drawn more than one card this turn, put X+1/+1 counters on it you control. I'm not really interested in a whole lot in this pack. I have a bunch of 1-drops, and I already have a Skull Clamp, which I think is better than the Shadow Spear. I really like this Oust as well, but I'm going to take the Tursa here, I think. Mostly just as selection. Okay, here's a Lotus Petal. There's also a Gitaxian Probe and a Tundra. A Tundra is not currently... Oh, no, we have the Flooded Strand, but that's already blue-white. I do like the Probe a lot, but I'm going to take the Lotus Petal here. Maybe I don't. Lotus Petal doesn't do a whole lot for us. It's just another artifact. This is very tough. I'm going to take the Lotus Petal. Okay, so we have a Teferi, which is a reason to go white, and another payoff for the Coalition Relic, and even... I'm sorry, not the Coalition Relic, the Mana Vault, and maybe even the Petal. There's an Echo the Eons, which I also like, but it doesn't seem like we're going to do that. We do need a way to win the game. And Teferi doesn't necessarily do that, but it can draw a lot of concessions. Let's take the Teferi. Ooh, a Currency Converter. I am a big fan of Currency Converter. We are in the Academy waiting room for sure. Ooh, Steam Vents did come around in the last pick of the pack. Okay, yes, I love the Steam Vents here. It also gets red for Flooded Strand untapped and blue untapped for Wooded Foothills. We don't have any black cards. So yeah, let's take the Steam Vents. Okay, here's our original pack back. Nothing really came back around it. I wasn't excited about it the first time around either. I really don't know what to take here. Let's take the fetchable black source, I suppose. Okay. And exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Transform. Flying, Vigilance, Haste. Sure. I would take the natural order here, but again, there's no point in hate drafting on this. Okay, the Jewel did not wheel, which scares me because that means there's either a workshop or a academy drafter here, more than likely. Let's take the Bolus of Citadel, but I doubt I play it. I would love to get a Tinker in pack 3, and that would definitely reward me for doing it. Sure, I don't like this at all. And let's take the Colonnade. Alright, that was not an exciting pack for us at all. Let's hope we can open Power or a Tolarian Academy or something. Sure, we'll take the Binding. At this point, I think I am kind of firmly in Jeskai, although I could cut the red if I really wanted to. Oh, here's a Mox. Oh, there's also an... I mean, clearly we're going to take the Mox here no matter what, but Notable Wheels are Ancient Tomb, Urza, Swords of Plowshares. Why are these all in the same pack? Any one of these in our last pack would have been fantastic. But yeah, let's take the Sapphire. I doubt the Urza wheels, but you never know. Okay, there's a Breach that's really late. There's a Tameo, which I'm in love with. I don't really like much else in here. Mind Twist would not be terrible. We do have a fetchable black off Flooded Strand, or even turning this into black, but I don't like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Tameo here. Excuse me. Yeah, that's Tameo's a nice pick. We just hopefully we don't top deck it very often. Okay, so here is a Might Stone and Wheat Stone, which I do like. There's a Candelabra of Taunos, which we don't have a payoff for. I would not hit a Kappa Cannoneer, and a Time Warp on the wheel would also be decent, but I'm going to take the Might Stone and Wheat Stone. Alright, this is pick 4 now, which means we are unlikely to see an Academy. And I wouldn't want a Workshop. We only have 2 workshopable artifacts. That is very sad for us. Also, we haven't seen a whole lot of talismans since that first pack, unless I just missed it. I do like Spell Pierce. I also like Consider. Jace isn't terrible, but we don't have a whole lot to get back with Jace. Let's take the Spell Pierce. Ooh, a Wheel of Fortune. Oh, but a Grim Monolith. We got another late Grim Monolith. I'm probably taking the Grim Monolith here, but let's just check. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune goes great with our currency converter, but so does an Upheaval, because we will probably have more than 7 cards in our hand. If we have absurd amount of mana, then of course, that doesn't matter. But then the currency converter probably doesn't matter either. Okay. Well, this isn't the best. We do have an Endstone. I mean, the Endstone is an artifact payoff. So is the third path, though. And it goes with Skull Clamp. Okay, stop yelling at me. I've realized. Let's get this. Let's get this for the Skull Clamp. Okay, there is a Ragrum Triumph, which is perfect because we are pretty firmly in Jeskai now. Yep, let's just take that. The Gut's still going to be nice here. And who knows, it could even win us a couple games. Alright, officially no Tolarian Academy. It is pick 8 now. I think I'm just going to take this Lauren. I don't like it, but here we are. Okay, a Talisman did wheel. So did Prismatic Ending, though, and I do like that. I would... This is not the easiest. I'm going to take the Talisman. It's a white Talisman, which only really gets us to Fury. Yeah, we don't need a lot of white in this deck. Oh, there's Lorian too, I guess, but I think the Talisman does best of what we're trying to do with this, which is Upheaval. Mind Twist did come back around, but we're not likely to play it still. Not likely to really play any of these. Let's just take the Mind Twist. Yeah, I'm not too excited about this, unfortunately, at this point. As far as like our winning percentage, we didn't get some of the really good payoffs. I guess I'll take the Grim Lavamancer. I'm not excited about it, but here we are. Notably, there was a Candelabra still in the pack, so unless it's like the player to our left, that's the other artifact deck, I don't think Academy or Workshop was opened. I don't know if you're able to hear it, but if you hear someone walking around, I do have a contractor over, so I apologize for that. Okay, I don't hate a Bank Buster on the wheel. I'm not really excited about any of these cards. Yep. Okay, well, let's go over to deck building and see what this looks like. Alright, so Oh, we get to play all of our lands. All of our lands are just Sky touching. Okay, cool. I thought we had like maybe a green in there, but I don't see it. Okay, so this is 41 cards. So I do need to make a cut if I assuming I want to keep everything that's in front of me. I'm just not going to be able to trigger profs. So maybe we just... oh yeah, this is an orb we don't need either, actually. Because we don't have a way to abuse it. I would play it probably if we were in a Tellurian Academy deck, but we're not. Man, not getting a Gaia's Cradle either was kind of punishing just for the Retrofitter Foundry itself. Okay, I do apologize for the nailing. I don't like a lot of this. Let's play the Nia. We'll give Nia a shot here. Oops, did not want to put in the Canker Bloom. Let's give Nia a shot here. Oh, we get to cut a land though. Actually, I forgot because we have a Mox Sapphire. This is not the best Lotus Petal deck either, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna play it. Yeah, this is 17 lands, I think. Let's just do this. Okay, 17 lands. So let's actually cut an island since we have the Sapphire. That gives us 2, 2, and 3 planes. We don't have that many planes, right? Why do we need this many planes? Yeah, we do not need that many planes. So maybe we actually reverse that. Okay, we do need to find another playable, though. So let's just play... I think we just play this Grim Lavamancer. I'm not excited about it, but you know, who knows? I don't really honestly see anything else in here I'd rather want. I could of course play Godless Shrine. It's only fetchable off 1 land, and so that gives us 2 black sources, Coalition Relics, a 3rd. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. We could Indaltha. That's a white black that's actually fetchable off Wooded Foothills, and we can cycle it. Okay, you know what? Let's play the Mind Twist. Let's play the Indaltha. This is why I'm a huge fan of fixing. So this is a black source that's fetchable off both of our fetchables. So that's 3, technically 4 off of our lands. 5 is our Coalition. Okay. And if we have to, we can discard this Mind Twist to another effect. That's perfectly fine. Oh. Why do we have 41 now? What am I missing? Oh, maybe because the Nia. Why did I think I was under? Oh, that's 17 lands. Okay, I need to cut. Let's see, do we cut a plains? Nothing is double white. Let's cut a plains. Now, let's check to make sure Flooded Strand still has enough fetchables. So Flooded Strand gets Triome, Indaltha, Elegant Parlor, Steam Vents. Okay, yeah, it has plenty. I don't even know why I bothered. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Let's see what happens in round 1. I don't have high hopes, but I didn't have high hopes for our last deck, and we went 7-2. So let's see. Getting back that Mystical Tutor, we could have pack 1, picked 1, would have been nice, but we're not going to get rid of Mana Vault, right? And we also got the Grim Monolith, so hopefully we can just go Mana Vault, Grim Monolith into Teferi and go from there. Not getting any like Mana Leaks, Miscalcs, Counterspell, Mana Drains, etc. is going to kind of hurt us. We don't have a way to punish our opponent. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep this. I'm going to play the Wooded Foot... I would love to play the Wooded Foothills here, but the problem with that, I don't want to run out the Lotus Petal, but I do want to get the currency converter down. So maybe we just do this. And I am going to play the Lotus Petal. In my experience, a lot of people like to run off wheels, and I would rather just play them. Plus, it makes them think about what I could have in hand. Maybe it's a Spell Pierce. Okay. Triumph Go, I do like. That gives us some time. My turn. Oh, here's a Gut. Okay, I do like gut. So gut lets us end of turn. Oh no, this isn't the one that makes 1/1. So I'd have to play this now probably. I think that's probably still fine. I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this at all, but I'm gonna do it. Next turn we can always sack this Lorien revealed. What would be nice is that if they could make us discard, which I doubt. If we get one of our triomes, I can play Fiery Islet, cycle it to draw a card, and then make a treasure to sack to the gut. That would be great. One thing that is annoying about the currency converter is that I can tap it to put the put an exiled card, but tapping it's part of the cost. Oh, uh-oh. Mana Crypt. Okay, so we do have a target for Uvenwald Oddity. Okay, that's not the worst. Because we get to kill their Mana Crypt, we are going to be able to hit them for a decent chunk damage back. So we're trading 4 for 6. We did have to fetch Shock, which is not great. Ooh, okay. They are realizing that it's probably not incredible for them to deal us 4 just to deal them back 6. So let's play the Lauren and blow up the Mana Crypt. I really hope that they're relying on this Mana Crypt. And now next turn we can attack with the Lorien. We might even both draw a card. They are up on cards currently. Okay, that's probably going to get bolted by me. Okay. We are down on cards, so maybe I'm going to tap to draw a card after we attack. See, we're only going to have 3 card types in the yard after I sack this, so let's go to combat. That puts a trigger on the stack. Let's draw a card. Okay, that's not fantastic. Let's resolve, sack this. Okay, they chose not to block. Let's see. Do we want a Fiery Islet or do we? This can go get. Let's actually surveil now, and the reason being is if we can get a 3rd type in the yard, this Unholy Heat can hit the Uvenwald. Creature's already in the yard, unfortunately. Yeah, creature land artifact. Alright, Naya Sky Sail Storyteller. Okay, when this enters, exile the top card of your library. Okay. And we can always transform it afterwards. I think this might be better than a random, so we're going to keep it. And let's just Unholy Heat the bird. I just really want to stifle their mana. Plus, at absolute worst, they can Uvenwald Oddity us and transform. So like a Gaia's Cradle there gives them enough mana to transform, I believe. Which they don't have, because I think they would still play it if they had it. I'm going to put this mountain underneath the currency converter. Ooh, a Tersa. Okay, that's not good for us. So this mountain is going to eventually become a skeleton unless they remove my gut. And if they're not going to block, they should attack. Yes, okay, that is scary for us, but let's just draw now. No blocks. They did discard a Canker Bloom. I guess they weren't interested in this. Okay, let's see what we get off the Nia first. Oh, I can play the backside? I can just straight up play the backside? Is that a thing? I mean, let's see if that's a thing. I can just cast the backside. Okay, that makes this card a lot better. I didn't know that when I drafted it before. And this can block anyway, so let's just do this. Leave us back a blocker as an option. I just don't see the point in tapping our gut and risking it when they have a 0-3 that can't block anything else. They are at 3. Alright, this Nia is a much better card than I thought it was. Okay, Primeval Titan's not going to do anything here, I don't think. Famous last words. They are dead in a lot of different ways. In case they have a Fire Blast wouldn't get it either. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just doing my due diligence. I didn't want to throw that game. I've thrown more than enough games, I care to admit, since I've been running this YouTube channel. Alright, so we started off 1-0. Can't ask better than that, literally. Alright, we didn't get to do any fun Mana Vault or Mox shenanigans, Grim Monolith, etc. But, I mean, there's a reason why I took the gut pick 2 after the Mana Vault. That card does just win games. Ooh, okay. So here, this is potentially fantastic. Okay. So I am keeping this for sure. It's just how do I want to go about playing it? Let's just run out the Steam Vents and kind of take our time on the Mana Vault. Next turn, I will likely play Saga and hold up the Clue token. Okay, Recall, that's not great for us. They are going to have to discard. I hope that they're not a Reanimator-based deck. The Consider could be assigned to that. But I do believe they have to discard. I think this is 8. Okay, they just discarded a land. Okay, that's not the worst. Ooh, okay, here's a third path. I think we just run that out now. We could also wait and go third path Mana Vault next turn. We are going to have to give up on untapped white here. Let's get our token. I'm just going to keep the pressure on. Let's just play this third path. We don't need to draw cards currently. And this Might Stone is going to be great for us to draw cards. If one, with the ability if we choose to. But 2, it can crack clues for us pretty easily. Oh, man, they rolled a 6. That's not great. Another 6? Okay. Well, this Comet's not going to be easy to kill. They did end up with a few squirrels. A lot of squirrels. Just all the squirrels. And of course, these all have haste as well. Yeah, no blocks. Good beats. Turn through. Oh, okay. Here's a decent answer to the Comet, but we don't have white anymore. Let's play the Saga. Let's play the Mana Vault. And honestly, I'm just going to play this Might Stone. One of the ways we can get out of this is is with... oh, I should have attacked first. That was dumb. Alright, well, we're going to flip our Tamiyo before we get to do the thing. Okay, I was just going to say, to finish my thought, one of the ways we get out of this is with Upheaval, for sure. And now we can crack a clue whenever we want. Oh yeah, Saga's over here. Okay, that always confuses me. Okay, so I don't think there's a point to crack a clue yet. Let's just do this. I really hope that they don't roll a 4 or a 5. Let's hope for a 1, 2, or 3. Preferably a 1 or a 2. It would be, I think, what, their 4th 1 or 2 in a row? Fantastic. That's what they get for rolling 2 6s. And I think I am... Okay, Tamiyo does resolve. I think I'm going to untap this Mana Vault. So there's two things. I could either untap the Mana Vault because Urza's Saga... It's funny, we have dueling Tamiyos now. I really hope that this Upheaval resolves for us. But anyways, back to my thought. I could wait for the Urza to crack and get us a Mox before going off, but I think I'm just going to untap the Mana Vault here instead. It does depend on what we draw, of course. Because of the Upheaval, I'm not interested in ley lining anymore. Crack this to draw a card. Oh, Spell Pierce? Okay, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's do it like this, I think. Yeah. So we will be able to float mana and get our Mox Opal after all. The problem is that because this Might Stone, Weak Stone doesn't untap. I think so. I would hate for our Mox to be on top of our deck, and we're gonna assuredly Upheaval next turn almost regardless. This is gonna uptick to keep us alive. So maybe I just I could play Colonnade, but I could also fetch for a Triome. But this also gets untapped red. Let's just play the Elegant Parlor. Oh, a Skull Clamp. Okay, I love a Skull Clamp. Let's keep the Skull Clamp. And then now we have Unholy Heat or Spell Pierce up. Let's see. This floats 1. We're gonna draw the Skull Clamp. Floats 1, gets Sapphire. That's 2. Okay, they did roll to do damage. They're probably gonna... Oh, they... Wait. Oh, because it was so big. Okay, well, there wasn't much we could do about that. I forgot how big the loyalty was. Yeah, that was a good roll for them, and they were due it. They rolled a lot of 6s and 1s before that. All right, well, unfortunately, we got killed before we get to have fun. Yeah, we would have popped off. That would have been 9 mana before the land, I believe, and we could have replayed the third path into Skull Clamp and just start drawing all the cards in the world. Opponent does go first again, but I'm going to keep this hand. We don't have a lot of interaction anyways. Oh, Mox Ruby. That's not great for us. Our opponent is a Luris deck. Okay. We may just get vintaged out of this game. Okay, I was going to say, do you have another one? Alright, well, our opponent has an incredible keep here, unlike us. Yeah, let's just play the Steam Vents tapped. Unfortunately, because they have 2 Moxen, Upheaval's not going to even do a whole lot against them. We kind of need a Mox of our own. I'm going to keep the Lotus Petal for third path into Lotus Petal, so we can get a token. But we may not live very long. Ooh, a Caracas. That deals with our Tursa, but we still have the draw discard aspect, or discard draw specifically aspect. Let's play the third path. Let's just start getting things into play. I will likely block. I don't love it, but I will likely block the 2/2. Oh no, they have another blood. Does this give them more blood? Oh, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, it makes it blood. Okay. I do like that a lot. They're just going to blow up our Lotus Petal. I hope they do, because I really need this Grim Monolith. Yeah, our opponent is just kind of showing us why these Boros aggro decks just kind of reign supreme and are kind of the fun police, unfortunately. Which I'm not downing on whatsoever. I do appreciate decks like this. Plus, I mean, you know, when we get to do the stupid broken vintage thing, they can't do anything about it. So it's a fair trade off in my opinion. Yep, we're gonna take 6. And they are leaving up the Cathar Commando, unfortunately. So let's just Tursa here. Unfortunately, they can just make their guy a 4/4 now, which isn't fun for us. Okay, yeah, this is probably game. Their next creature this turn gets to come into play with a +1/+1 counter. Their 3/3 Trampler is going to be a 4/4 probably. They do have a Caracas for our Tursa. I don't know if they see it or not. I'm going to hope that they don't, because I may just have to double block the 4/4, but it looks they just hovered over it. Yep, alright, they're bouncing it. Okay, well, we're taking 7. I do hope that they attack. Yeah, okay, they're going to blow up the Lotus Petal now. Yep, and then we're dead next turn. We have 5 mana next turn. Access to 5 mana, I should say, next turn. Yeah, the land's just not going to get it done. That is unfortunate. So we have artifact, land, creature in the yard. Unholy Heat doesn't get there either. Yeah, we're just dead. Let's just see what we would have drawn. Yep, alright, good game. Well, starting off 1-0, which which is fantastic. However, these last 2 games have not been the greatest. We kind of just got commented out. So I should have... Could I have gotten a white source into play to deal with the comment? I know I could have if I didn't do the third path. But after that, I don't know. Yeah, two 6s back to back off that comment. That was absurd. And then, of course, our opponent just having Rakdos Moxen on the play as well, I believe. That was really strong. All right, let's hope we can get a Mana Vault hand again and be able to abuse it. Okay, opponent does go first. We do have a Nia. Sure, let's try it. We don't have red yet. Let's just play the top land. Okay, our opponent's a little bit slower this time, which I appreciate. We could definitely use it. If I can get red, there's a chance I might pop the Nia immediately, but if we don't get red until... Okay, yeah, here's red. So now we can just play it as a 4/5 if we want to. Not interested in the island. I am aware that it lets us upheaval, but we already have another land, and I'm very likely to play this Mightstone. They just have all swamps so far. Okay, let's play the Teferi. Oh, do they have a Force of Will? Oh, they have a daze maybe even? That would be even worse because they just played the Watery Grave. Okay, Force of Will I'm okay with. Force of Will I'm okay with. We can still play this next turn just as a 4/4. Okay, that I'm probably just going to kill. I don't know what they could be doing, but I'd rather not give them the chance. And now I can just activate Colonnade off of the Mightstone Weakstone. Okay, our opponent doesn't seem to be doing much. Let's see what we get off the Nia. Okay, a Mox is nice. And I may just flip her now. Oh no, I can't. Activate only as a sorcerer. Why can't I try? Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't have double red. Duh. Okay, so let's play this. Now let's transform. That's why it wasn't highlighting. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't waste time skull clamping either, because that wouldn't have done the job. And I'm going to hold the Lauren. They could be an animate dead deck. Next turn, if they don't do anything, I probably will just Lauren and skull clamp it. Our opponent has a lot of swamps for a Force of Will deck. Okay, they did on Burial Rites, so now I'm more likely to want to upheaval. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Okay, that resolved instantly. That's good. And now we get to replay the Mox. Let's see. Do we want to just draw more cards? Probably not. Let's Tursa, which this is our only untapped red. I don't know if I could have tapped better. I might have. I was just kind of being somewhat quick about it. Let's discard the Ndoth. Ndotha's our only black source that's not a coalition relic, but I don't really want it here. I could always cycle it later off the Mightstone Weakstone, though. Let's get rid of these two. Okay, that's fantastic. Oh, I could have gotten a card back if I paid attention. Yep. I don't know if that's worth cycling with the Mana Vault, actually, but... Okay, yeah, let's do the third path. And then we will play Mountain into Mightstone Weakstone. And then that'll let us clamp as well if we want. We will choose to draw 2 cards. Let's go to combat. I don't want to clamp yet, I don't think. So I could have clamped onto a guy and then clamped onto Tursa. Okay, they killed Tursa. That's probably fine. Decline. Okay, here's another artifact. That's not bad. Let's play a Coalition Relic. Let's play an Elegant Parlor. Mind Twist. Yeah, I like a Mind Twist here. And let's play the Bank Buster. Smash. And I do think it's worth a life loss to draw 2 more. Okay, I am going to hold up the conspiracy. I do just want to maximize my mana here. Okay, we have the Lauren, which I think they already knew about, didn't they? Maybe they didn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like they did. That's fine. So they're going to Wrath our board. Oh, they have Gristlebrand? How did I miss that? I guess when they discarded the hand size, that's not great for us. Oh, they're just saying go? Okay. Oh, I didn't do the... I'm sorry, guys. I was so thrown off by them saying go. Let's decline. Okay. Let's play the Lauren and make them... They can get back the Gristlebrand anyway, so actually maybe we just exile the Gristlebrand here. In which case we're going to play this to make this cheaper. Let's play this as well while we're at it. Let's just exile the Gristlebrand because they already have another reanimate spell. Oh, they didn't even draw set. Oh, yeah, because it would be dead. Duh. I don't... Sorry, I'm in my own head. I am so far behind here. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. We can Mind Twist for 3. Let's do that. The 3 randoms. Okay. I should have crewed first. I am so sorry. This is not optimal play whatsoever. I do apologize. I need to think a little bit better on these turns. Alright, good game. Alright, we did fight back, but our opponent didn't do much, so that's not a good win in my book, but you know what? We got to do the fun thing. We got to up evil. We got to replay a bunch of things. We even got the mocks off of the Nia. Alright, we are back to a 500 record. Let's see if we can get a 3rd win. Playing against Brunch, the Fervent, with a Chandra avatar. Ooh, okay. I have to see if I'd rather do Retrofitter or Currency Converter first. I don't hate this hand. We have a 3rd path into a Lotus Petal, which gets a trigger. I would like one of these to be a Skull Clamp, but oh, yep. And this is why I like leading with Currency Converter so much. I hope they take the Grim Monolith. We don't currently have a payoff for it. Taking one of the 1-drop artifacts would be not bad either because we can't use both of them. So it gives them the option of which to take, of course, if they choose that route, but it's the least hurtful to the hand, I think. Okay, Grim Monolith, that's fine. Famous last words of course, I should say. I'm going to play the Island here. It gives them perfect information, but I guess I'm actually very likely to play the 3rd path next turn regardless, so I lied. Let's play the Steam Vents. And let's get down the Currency Converter in case they have more discard. I think if they had more discard, though, they would have discarded the Currency Converter. But I'm not activating either of these in the next couple of turns anyways, hopefully, so... Okay, that unfortunately means our 3rd path is probably going to be countered. So maybe we just don't play it. Yeah, I think I like just playing Island and saying go. Let's just not play into their counterspell. If they have a Malcolm here, that's going to be really bad. Oh, and Tomb. That's also really bad. That is not good for us. Now I really hope that we can get a Leyline maybe. Oh, they're entombing for... We're going to lose to an entombed Grave Titan. That makes me so happy. Said no one ever. Alright, maybe we can draw an Upheaval soon. Maybe their other fatties are in their hand, but... Oh my gosh, and we hit the Spell Pierce now? That's so bad. Well, let's play the third path and get some blockers, I suppose. Do we just shock this in as a plains? I don't know. I wish these were servos. If they were, that would be fantastic, but they're not. Alright, we do have a couple turns here before we're just dead. And we do have a Spell Pierce, which I also really like. I wish we had it earlier. Yep, you have a Booster Tutor. I like that this currency converter means that we don't necessarily have a Spell Pierce because it's going to hold priority anyways. Maybe their pack's not great. Or maybe they just have really good options and they don't know. What this does tell me, though, is they don't have a Time Walk. Because I think if they had a Time Walk in this pack, they would just slam it. Opponent's still tanking. Okay, so their best card, in their opinion, was the Thieving Skydiver. All right, interesting. It's got to resolve. If we draw a Skull Clamp, it makes a 1/1 to come with it anyway, so I'm just going to preserve my life total as much as I can. If we can hit a Leyline, it's not the end of the world. Maybe they don't know they can't X0 the Thieving. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's too bad. And we can't even counter that. Yeah, this Spell Pierce was just a turn too late. Let's see. I'm at 1. Sack this to draw a card. Unholy Heat. That's funny. Let's make it do white. Enters tapped, so I don't just die. Yep. Yeah, Unholy Heat, if I... Okay, so I could Unholy Heat pay, and that kills the Titan. But that also kills our treasures. And then we still take 8. And then our best draw is probably still Upheaval. And if we Upheaval here, or we can, and if we use these, we can't Upheaval anyway. So actually, yeah, I'm just gonna hold up. Let's just play this. Unholy Heat, Spell Pierce, Pay is a nice combo, but we're kind of dead regardless. So let's just hope that we draw. They can Thieving Skydiver, of course. Let's just hope that they don't. I don't know what else we could really do here. Yep. This should be 14 damage. It was. I really hope. If the Thieving Skydiver were just dead. Yep, and they're going to take the Mana Vault. Oh, please don't take... Oh, okay, I was going to say. Don't give us hope like that. Yep, and then there's a third path, which doesn't do much. Well, that was a disappointing draft, unfortunately. Losing to this Grave Titan is abysmal. And then, of course, drawing our Spell Pierce right afterwards is equally abysmal. So, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. Let's look at our deck. I know I could have tapped the Mana Vault too. We didn't have a draw there, and it was just kind of tilting to lose to a Grave Titan like that, especially off of Necromancy, and even more so immediately drawing the Spell Pierce right after. Okay, so looking at this deck, we were set up to be an amazing Tolarian Academy deck. Unfortunately, it didn't come together. The downside to a deck like this is without tutors like Vampiric, which we could have had. Mystical Tutor we could not have because I was not going to pass the Mana Vault to play the Mystical Tutor. We also just didn't have an answer to it. But anyways, my point being is that we only have one upheaval. We don't have ways to find it. And if that's our main portion of interaction, we just have to have the fast mana to make it good. The Mightstone Weakstone is really powerful in these decks, both to be able to find your upheaval and also just act as removal. But unfortunately, because we only had the one Unholy Heat effect, Gut was good the game that we had it. We just kind of have a lot of draw and not a whole lot of anything else. And so when our opponent was able to just put their AB combo into play, we literally have a Spell Pierce to deal with it if we're not going to upheaval them. So that is the downside. A deck like this definitely wants some type of tutors in order to get the upheaval. But it is what it is. I'm excited for our next draft. I would love to draft this deck again. This deck was very, very close. I think we only needed maybe one or two pieces of interaction more, or a tutor or two. And then, of course, the Tolarian Academy would have just absolutely busted this deck open and given us a lot better draws. The Nia was decently impressive. I did enjoy it, the games that we had it. The Grim Monolith we got pretty late too, which we love for this archetype. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night.